Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely. And of course, I always do greatly appreciate it. So overall today we are seeing a little bit of some red throughout the market yet again. I'm going to be doing a full market breakdown very soon today. Going to be addressing Bitcoin and why I do believe that we are basically at our bottoming point for Bitcoin. In terms of altcoins, I will say this: when we look at, for an example like Hbar, when we look at these prices in this market, I do believe that we are seeing an incredible opportunity right now, where we do have the, possibilities of jumping into these assets, like at these nice levels that we haven't seen for a while, since going back as far as the summer of 2021. So, I mean, these are almost 1 year ago in terms of prices that we are seeing right now in this market. And a lot of individuals are scared. A lot of individuals are worried, concerned. But honestly, again, when I see the things unfolding within this market, I can't help but say to myself, listen, this is a winner. Why am I even concerned about the price action? Like, when I look at Hbar and I kind of compare it to other assets that have, a massive market cap, top 10, we're looking at like Solana, ADA, things like that. I'm just like, I compare and contrast Hedera to them, and I'm just like, well, all right, I already know the vision. I already know the path ahead for, Hbar. Everyone always brings up, the tokenomics. Hey, there's 20 billion in circulating supply. Do you think that that's going to hold it back? I see the FUD about the selling of tokens and things like that. And it just kind of reminds me of like 2017, 2018, when everyone was kind of saying the same exact stuff about XRP, about other assets as well, and guess what ended up happening? We've seen massive moves throughout the market. Again, I do think that we have to go down this massive, long, frustrating, sort of path in terms of price action before we do get to the days where we will see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50x gains on a lot of these assets. And, Hbar is no different than any other asset. This is an investment at the end of the day. And I just want to give you guys the insight on, hey, we could still make gains in other areas. We don't only have to hold Hbar. But I do feel comfortable holding this. I'm not too concerned at the price action. I'm not checking my portfolio every single day. And if you are, I do advise maybe take a break from that. Now let's talk about a few things. So first off, Hbar did get a little bit of a listing on Abra Global today. Now this is pretty significant because this does have a massive amount of wallets already connected to it, and the demand behind this isn't that bad either. I mean, they do have 45,000 followers. But we do see 99% of the crypto market has no idea what's happening and how big Hbar is going to be. Stack when it's cheap 5 years from now, you'll be extremely happy, but to each their own. And we do see here, we're proud to support Hedera and the Hbar Foundation and the unique technology that makes their consensus mechanism fast and carbon neutral. They partnered with notable companies including Ubisoft, LG US, and Google. Again, I do think that, when we look at something like Hedera, when we look at something, that is so overlooked and so underappreciated within the space, it really kind of shows you where we currently are positioned in this market and how early we actually are in this market. We're seeing assets like Shiba and Dogecoin being spotlighted over things like Hedera and even Quant and like utility gems alike, where we do know the path ahead for these. I really do see the idea on like Hedera becoming a top 10 at least asset within the next year or two. And not only that, but like, Hbar will be a household name. People will know about Hedera. People will know what Hedera is doing. People will know about Hbar as a token. I mean, honestly, when we look at Hbar powering the entire Hedera ecosystem, I think that it is notable to say the least that, as much as Hedera continues to grow, so will Hbar. And I think that that is the best thing about the Hedera being powered by Hbar sort of mechanism, is that you don't really need to worry about, the token itself. Just worry about the ecosystem and the network itself continuing to grow and be utilized. And I know that everyone is still waiting for, step function and stuff like that, but we got to realize that, Hedera is coming up on it being almost, 2 years old officially. So you got to realize that, like, we are so early or I actually think it's coming up on 3 years that it's still, but that's still early compared to things like even Ripple, right? Like, look at Ripple with XRP. They just came up on, I think it was either 10 years. I think it was 10 years officially that they launched. I mean, like, the growth that Hedera has been doing in just the last few years alone is massively notable compared to most. And also, I do want to just share with you guys that Stater has officially lifted the beta launch cap. We are now into phase 1. You can make 150 times more rewards, stake an unlimited amount of Hbar, and join the new staking era on Hedera. Now, again, I want to just let you guys know that your stuff is locked until July 22. It's actually expected around July 2022. So just so you guys know, don't lock up too much. I mean, I'm not, I only have 1,000 in here. This is like a test wallet that I did for the video from yesterday, or not from yesterday, from a couple days ago. But in general, I would say just be cautious with how much you are locking away because you never know when that lock is going to be lifted. But we do see that the APY is now almost 106%. Total value locked is over 103 million. I think if we refresh this, we can kind of see. So again, the APY is not dropping too bad. But you do see over here on April 8th, 2022, Stater's staking contract went live. From very first moment, we were humbled by the overwhelming community response. In fact, 10 million Hbar were staked within 90 minutes of launch. What's even more impressive, just a few hours later, a staggering 40,000 plus transactions went through. That's how we were delighted to stress test our contracts and prove everything was working as expected. The very next step, with such a stellar performance of the contracts and the overwhelming response from the whole Hedera fam, we were happy to lift the caps and open the staking reason for all to join. Here's what this means. Currently, you could stake any amount of Hbar you desire. How much should you commit? Consider it like this: the more you stake, the more rewards you get. As a matter of fact, current emission rate is 300,000 Hbar per epoch, 24 hours, yet this may not last. You see, the first phase will only, last until we reach 200 million TVL. What happens then? The actual emission rate will be adjusted yet again to increase rewards by 500,000 Hbar per epoch. This means only one thing: the earlier you stake, the more you make. On top of that, your staking returns will depend on the amount you stake, so stake now. Now again, like I said, I'm not sponsored by State or anything like that. I do think that staking is great. I think it's an incredible opportunity, but just be cautious that it is locked away until July. For those individuals out there that are going to be holding long term, this is the perfect opportunity for you. Kind of lets you, kind of forget about your Hbar for a little bit, stake it, earn some rewards, and yeah, I mean, it's something pretty incredible. But overall, again, I just want to mind you that the demand behind staking for Hbar is evidently more and more every single day. It's growing daily, and when we talk about this, I do think that them getting into the DeFi space is something fairly large. I think it's going to allow for a massive amount of demand behind the network, but also it's going to provide a major demand behind the token itself as well. I'm very excited for the future of Hbar, especially in the sense, but I definitely do think that this 105% APY is something pretty significant, and it's also going to cause the idea of the network to continue to grow in demand as well. Now, also, we did see they announced that Hbar Foundation has joined the Blockchain Association. This is also fairly significant, comparing it to what is actually going on behind the scenes within this. And I do have this open here, and we are going to read it. So what does this mean for Hbar? What does this mean for the Hbar Foundation? Well, ultimately, this is aiding the industry leaders in the push for beneficial crypto asset policy. This is talking about regulations and just kind of really getting to the point where crypto can be adopted in at a massive rate for, again, institutional demand, enterprise demand, etc. And we do see here, this team has developed an extensive network of connections across the federal government, including within Congress, the White House, and regulators, enabling blockchain association members to share the who and the why behind policy developments. We are pleased to welcome the Hbar Foundation as our newest member. The Hbar Foundation is committed to helping entrepreneurs and creators bring their ideas to market with speed and scale. The work of the Hbar Foundation demonstrates the ability of emerging technologies to help coordinate and incentivize the development of groundbreaking ideas and businesses through innovative grant-making processes. Now, again, I want you guys to understand that this is focused on the acceleration of adopting DLT and just crypto alike. And I do think that when we talk about this, we are seeing a major demand around things within crypto. In fact, we go over here, 72% of financial advisors would be more likely to invest the client's money in crypto if a spot ETF, were offered in the US. This is a NASDAQ survey, by the way. So this is from NASDAQ themselves. While 86% of the financial pros plan to boost their crypto allocations in the next year, none plan to decrease, which should tell you exactly where we are positioned right now within crypto. By the way, these individuals are not going to want to put money into Doge and Shiba. These are financial, advisors in general. So when we look at this, they're going to want to utilize and invest into projects like Hbar, like Hedera, that has built out solid use case and fundamental projects that are being utilized right now. Also, by the way, we did see in 2021, year crypto passed from niche investment to established assets, marking a turning point in the evolution. Gemini's 2022 Global State of Crypto report points out that 41% of digital asset owners were first timers. The overall demand behind crypto is continuing to grow, especially as we do see inflation growing. We do see our crypto seen as the future of money in inflation-mired, countries. Again, these individuals want to get into something that has massive opportunity and financial gain, and what else is better than having something like crypto that is going to continue to grow and prosper as more and more individuals, turn the key and start, buying. When we talk about this, right, we are seeing the growth of crypto right now before our eyes. Right, we were early, adopters of this. We go all the way back in time, and we look at the, first days of crypto, right, where it was just Bitcoin, and then a few other projects came. Then more and more demand started to grow. We are basically at the point of mass adoption. Mass adoption is nearing. In fact, we are seeing major demand behind this in terms of financial advisors, and of course in the enterprise and institutional areas. This is going to continue to grow like this. I mean, honestly, when we were talking about, even the hiring process of crypto, we did see Bye Bank of America crypto custodian Copper HQ has hired 5 former Bank of America employees. We are seeing these individuals leave their comfy jobs at these major banks to join in on the institutional area of crypto. Why are they doing this? I can tell you why. It's because they do see the future ahead for, of course, crypto. Crypto is the future. Crypto, right now, is going to continue to grow from this day on. Yes, will we have, pullbacks? Will we have drops? 100%. Will we have bear markets and bull markets? Yes, 100%. Similar to stocks, there's no difference, except the idea is, the gains are massively different compared to stocks. Okay? Imagine being an investor and, you just netted 5% gains on a stock that you invested, in 4 years ago. 5% in 4 years, yeah, that's whatever. But imagine earning 50+% on your investment, okay, in the span of a month. That's how fast crypto moves compared to stocks, all right? And I also want to show you guys that even these major, again, financial institutions, these, names are moving in on crypto. Fidelity. By the way, Fidelity is a key, name in the space for not only financial institutions, but also as a massive company. Fidelity is launching 2 ETFs that will give investors exposure to the metaverse and digital payments world. This is huge. Again, everything is focused on a few key areas here. One, we see the evidently growing, issue around, again, regulations. Regulations will open the door for massive amounts of capital to flow in. But also, we do see a clear, demand around crypto, especially within a lot of these areas in terms of the metaverse, in terms of ETFs, in terms of even NFTs. We are going to continue to see this growth, piling up as we do move forward. I honestly think that 2021 was the year that crypto went a little bit mainstream. It got to the point where it was, far too big to ignore. And now 2022 is the year of regulations and adoption from these major high tier names. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all, have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.